Sometimes in my mind. When I wake, I pray for another day. I pray for another way to make pay for my sister and brother said. What up, though? It's that nigga Mom, man. We about to react to this video. A mom makes adult film in front of her dying child, man, and that's wild. That's just a wild title. Let me see what channel this is so y'all can check them out. The Misery Machine. So check out The Misery Machine if you went to like the crime and drama type shit, man. I don't know why I've been watching this shit. I've been watching like I never grew up, liking shit with motherfuckers getting killed and all that shit, man. But I've been watching this shit lately and to see the shit people going through, man, because of bad parenting and all of that shit, it's just crazy. Some people don't deserve to be parents, man, but they spreading their legs and they having kids. But I don't know what this video completely about besides, obviously the caption. But let's get this shit popping. Like, subscribe, and share. We about to get right into this.
Imagine your child tells you that your ex-spouse is hurting them, and the court system, due to a false accusation against you, not only prevents you from seeking help for your child, but barring you from seeing them entirely. You have to sit at home helpless in saving your child's life. Now, does this sound like a made-up scenario to you? Well, this is exactly what happened in today's story, and nobody, not teachers, not police, not even CPS, took this little girl's cries for help seriously. We always hear people say that the worst thing about a child victim is that they can't properly tell anyone what's going on. But the sad reality is that even when they speak up, too many times those that are mandated to care about the life of a child, for whatever reason, turn them away.
Ignore them. That's crazy.
Anaya Marie Day Garrett was born on September 2nd, 2013 in Euclid, Ohio, to parents Sierra Day and Michael Garrett. Her parents never married and separated before Anaya turned 2. In turn, Sierra gained full custody of Anaya while Michael did everything he could to remain part of her life. Growing up, Anaya was described as energetic and outgoing. She loved to sing and dance, bringing laughter to everyone who watched her. Her favorite color was pink.
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics Certificate will teach you to code.
But behind her happiness lay a fractured family dynamic that would set the stage for the challenges she'd face.
As Anaya grew older, cracks began to form in her once sparkling world. By 2016, concerns relating to her physical well-being started to surface. During his visitation time,
I'm realizing they got hella people covering this. Like, it was first the voice, the voiceover, then the girl, then him. Who gonna pop out next? But yeah, it's just crazy, man. This crazy story. And my man's look like 2 Chainz.
With his daughter, Michael noticed injuries that Sierra often downplayed or dismissed entirely. For example, he recalled instances where Anaya had visible bruises on her chest and back. Sierra explained these injuries away as accidents or minor mishaps, but Michael grew increasingly uneasy. For long, arguments between the two parents reached an all-time high, ultimately prompting Sierra to file a restraining order against her ex. The court order alleged that Michael was harassing Sierra and overstepping in his limited role as a parent. While Michael fought very hard to gain full custody, he was effectively barred from contacting Sierra directly or visiting Anaya without a neutral third party present, such as a social worker or a designated court monitor.
Sierra started isolating herself and
Because there be some deadbeat motherfucking mamas out here, bro. But, that's something people don't really be talking about. How society is. Oh, yeah, man, just bad and all this shit. And, everything his fault. Even her spreading her legs for him is his fault.
Refused to allow her children to visit with any of their loved ones. Rather than
the only thing I can say dude fault is getting her pregnant, bro.
Accept help from Anaya's father or extended family, Sierra chose to enroll her daughter in daycare. Shortly after her arrival at the Harbor Crest Daycare in Euclid, workers began documenting new injuries.
And all these videos I've been covering on my channel, man, they all been like in Ohio. I ain't seen one in another state yet. It's all been Ohio. This Euclid, Ohio. So it's crazy.
Anaya's body that seemed to appear daily.
I think they said it was Euclid, Ohio. Hold on real quick. I just gotta see if it is in Euclid, Ohio. What's crazy, I stayed right, like literally where I stayed. I'm on my street. It's called It's called Virginia. Then on the next block, it's Euclid Street. Let me see if it's in Euclid, Ohio, though. Euclid, Ohio. Yep. Okay. All right, ain't that far. It's 2-hour drive.
Daily. Abrasions, burns, and even black eyes were ultimately detailed in a total of 18 observation reports filed by staff, which were in turn filed to their supervisors. In one of the reports, a daycare worker noted that...
Okay, so this hurt. This is so...
Sierra frequently dismissed the concerns for her child, claiming that Anaya was a liar. In May of 2017, Anaya arrived at daycare with bumps on her head and a scrape on her face. That day, she informed a caretaker, and I quote...
Okay, I was like, damn, it looked like they shaved her shit. Shaved her eyebrow, but they got that blurred out, so... Oh, okay.
Mommy pushed me down the steps.
Oh, man.
Sierra assured the caretaker that her daughter had
Mommy pushed me down the steps? Like, come on now. CPS, instantly. CPS, come get her out this situation.
fallen at a park.
So this is on the fault. This fault, we gotta fault these caretakers too, whatever the fuck. Cause they obviously was seeing the signs that she was getting abused and confronted the mama about it. Like, you don't confront the abuser about them abusing people. But let's go.
Days
I was
later,
just checking this.
Anaya showed up at daycare. This
Cause
time
I got this breeze yesterday. Hey, and I was trying to tell y'all, bro, cause I just came from the Tigers game. Like, if you in Detroit, man, you gonna get the sweet experience, man. Just hit me up on through my email, and shit, you gonna get in the suite. But it got to be your first time signing up for one of the apps that we represent, which is DraftKings, FanDuel, BetRivers, BetMGM, and Little Caesars. If you ain't got 3 of those apps, you gravy. Just hit us up. You gonna have to deposit 10 in 3 of those apps, make a $10 bet, and you can come to the next game at the Tiger Stadium, you know what I'm saying, in the suite, and you get fed, you know, whatever food you want. And we got the, you know, soft drinks for you, like pops and shit. But as far as liquor and all that, you gonna have to come out of your own pockets for that. But for the most part, yeah, that was just, if you interested, email me and I'll let y'all, you know, and if you in Michigan, obviously.
I'm complaining that she had a headache. Upon examination, blisters were found on her scalp.
Actually, I got this shirt from up there at the game. They gave everybody in there the Detroit Tigers shirt. So,
and dried blood inside of her ear. Sierra insisted that this was just an allergic reaction to a Johnson & Johnson baby wash that she'd been using. In the same
horrible lie.
breath, she proceeded to change her story, claiming that these particular injuries...
Wait a minute, is this the third person?
...may have been caused by Anaya's braid that had been wound too tight. When Anaya was pulled aside, her story was much different than her mother's, insisting that, and I quote, "Mommy hit me. Mommy hurt me." As a result, the owner of the daycare facility notified the police, and Anaya was transported to the hospital for physical evaluation. Despite the multiple reports and medical treatment, Anaya was subsequently released back to her mother.
What?
Concerns for the little girl only...
What the fuck? Man, y'all fucking up. Y'all, whatever system y'all got running down there, y'all fucking up. Y'all fucking up.
...grew when Sierra began dating a man named Deontay Lewis in July of 2017. While Deontay had no previous criminal record, 26-year-old who worked as a local security guard was the furthest thing from a protector, was incapable of keeping anyone safe, let alone Anaya. Family members described Deontay as controlling, and when he entered the picture, the family dynamic took a turn for the worse.
Okay, we're gonna play this. We're gonna let this ad go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pause it real quick and cause I gotta say what I gotta say. I say this all the time, man. Like, a lot of y'all women out here picking these horrible motherfuckers and expect something good out of it. Like, you're stupid. You're dumb as fuck. Like, it's no other way to say it. Like, you stupid as shit. It's good guys out here. They're lame. You know, they're boring. Lame and boring is what the fuck you need. You need somebody that's chill and they ain't doing shit, man. They stand at the crib and they out the way. But you want to go fuck with Ray Ray and Pookie. You know what I'm saying? He done separated you from your family. Y'all at odds and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because your family don't fuck with the nigga you like. And they know what's best for you. They know what's best for you more than you do. So you stupid as shit. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta say that. Cause I got family like that. You know what I'm saying? I got friends like that are fucking stupid. I got, you know, God rest my homeboy soul, but he was one of those niggas that was beating bitches and, you know, bragging about it. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, bro, shut the fuck up, man. Like, we don't want to hear that shit, nigga. You up there beating your girl, nigga. We don't like that shit. Real men don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? And real niggas ain't too really controlling. The niggas y'all be calling controlling be the ones that's trying to keep y'all out of trouble. But niggas that's actually controlling, y'all love them to death. That's actually, bitch, you ain't going nowhere, slapping your ass around. You want to fuck with that nigga. And I'm sorry I went on that rant, but I'm getting tired of this same story, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women, y'all choosing these piece of shit niggas and expect something good out of it. You stupid. That's all I gotta say.
Makes it easy and affordable.
Let's get past this damn ad.
To 35 to explore
That
the
shit
world.
pissed me off. How stupid
While the
this
child's
little dummy is. And not a child dead behind your dumb ass. And I'm not saying this dude had anything to do with it because I didn't even watch the whole fucking video yet. But still.
biological father had been made aware of the reports. He also witnessed the violence firsthand. During a visit to the home in September of 2017, Michael discovered bruises on Anaya's chest and back. On a separate occasion, Michael took notice of a rotting tooth Anaya had been suffering with that had gone untreated. Michael subsequently photographed these injuries and filed his own report with the Cleveland police.
Yeah.
Despite Michael's multiple petitions to the courts, expressing fears for his daughter's safety, law enforcement failed to take appropriate action, allowing the violence to continue unchecked.
That is fucking crazy. Like, because I done seen people that ain't even fucking related to people get involved and call CPS and bam, the kid's gone. They gone. Like that. That's crazy. Now, you know, you call CPS and you get the authorities involved, they ain't doing shit. That's crazy. The father, I hope he get a lawsuit. Hope he won too. Hope he got a lawsuit and won.
A few months later, in December of
And this sad. It ain't gonna bring his daughter back, but it's just, man, it sounds like he did everything in his power.
2017, the Cuyahoga County Department of Children and Family Services received an emergency referral regarding allegations of violence and neglect involving Anaya. When a social worker visited Sierra's apartment, she observed more bruises and burns on Anaya's body, but for some reason, deemed the child's living conditions as up to par after confirming functional utilities, food supplies, and requirements of basic necessities had been met. While law enforcement assured Anaya's father they were looking into the matter, the investigation did not escalate any further.
They didn't. They wasn't.
Surely
They used to be saying shit, bro. Like, right now, I got an investigation going for my last job because them motherfuckers was like, they owe me bread, nigga. Like, before they let me go, because the reason why I got let go, because I questioned they business practices. You know, like, I had garnered a client who had several businesses on Greektown in downtown Detroit. And we had a meeting where, you know, we were presenting an offer. Everything that the company I was working for was trying to offer was too much. So the owner, Niciel Anya, that's her real name, but her company is called Bella Niciel. She tells him, we can give you each towel for 5 cents, So he like, okay, I want 2,000 towels. So he paid for his order. Half of the order get done. She tell me, it's like a couple weeks later, half the order get done. She like, Armand, we're going to have another meeting and we're just going to tell them, give them half of the order and tell them for the other half, they're gonna have to pay $1 for each tile. And I'm like, what? I'm not about to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say that. I was really willing to go in the, in the meet and just be real with them. Like, hey, look, she said this, she said that, whatever. But, I told her straight up, like, I got to get another job too, because, my check ain't, came through yet, da-da-da. She was like, look, well, it's not going to work. We got to let you go. So I got her ass under investigation now. And I ain't hear from them for a while. Like, so I hit them up like, yo, what's going on with this investigation? I don't think they was up there following up or nothing. They just was like, fuck it, what do you want? But she hit me up the other day after I hit them back. Like, what do you want? Like a couple days later, like, oh, I still can't get in contact with her. Do you have any other ways of getting in contact with her? Okay. I'm a figure that out, because this bitch is hard to get in contact with. But let's continue with this, as far as, how the law's working, because the shit I'm talking about is Labor and Economic Department. They supposed to be doing an investigation. They on some bullshit. And this is actual fucking law enforcement and the motherfucking court system, and they on some bullshit. They was on some bullshit with this little girl, and the daddy, you already seen what was coming, man.
Recognizing that she was under the distorted microscope of law enforcement, Sierra Day made the decision to transfer Anaya from Harbor Crest to a new daycare, one where she herself was employed. This was a preschool in Euclid called Get Ready, Set, Grow.
By the time Anaya arrived at her new preschool, things had gotten much worse. Staff noticed that she appeared malnourished, sickly, and emotionally withdrawn.
Damn.
Confronted by her coworkers' concern that her daughter's weight was low, Sierra assured them that she was fine and had always been just a skinny child. Despite Anaya's...
So she started neglecting her child, really, because the daddy probably ain't want to fuck with her no more. Like, bitch, you stupid. Then the kid telling the truth to people, like, yo, she beating me. She doing this. Mommy did that. Mommy did it. So now she taking it out on the daughter because she telling the truth to everybody. So she like, oh, I'm about to starve you and I'm about to do all this shit, man. This shit really pissed me off.
His condition that was worsening by the day, Sierra's mere presence as a teacher at Get Ready, Set, Grow facilitated an environment where she was able to better disguise the violence. His transition out of Harbor Crest and into her mother's workplace essentially shielded caregivers from properly documenting her daughter's injuries.
Wow. That is crazy.
Became a place where supervision was even more minimal. That fact was ultimately proven in January of 2018. Cleveland PD's investigation into Sierra Day was closed altogether. The case against her was somehow deemed unsubstantiated. Despite hospital visits, photographic evidence, witness accounts, and even statements from Anaya herself, the 4-year-old was allowed to remain in a dangerous environment. Behind the closed doors at her mother's apartment.
What? Everything. Y'all got all this evidence. Y'all motherfuckers is lazy. Y'all just don't want to do your fucking job, dog. They like, yeah, I just get my paycheck and I go home. And they don't give a fuck about, this type of shit that's going on. Don't get in that shit if you don't care about it, bro. I believe, like, if you trying to get in law enforcement or whatever the fuck, bro, in the court system, if you don't care about it, don't do it. Because people suffer behind bullshit like this, man. They suffer behind you not giving a fuck about your job. Your career, really. You piece of shit. And I gotta say like that, you was a piece of shit for everybody that's involved. You was a piece of shit for not getting this little girl out of there. Somebody should have clicked in their fucking mind like, yeah, let's get her out of this situation, man.
What happened over the next few weeks went ignored until it was far too late. The social worker who had visited the home had scheduled a follow-up meeting for March 9th, 2018, but Sierra postponed it to March 12th. And tragically for Anaya, that day never came.
What was that again? Hold on.
Tragically for March 9th, 2018. The social worker...
Say March 9th, 2018. Now, my mom's birthday, God rest her soul, is March 8th. So That just caught
who
me.
had
Here.
visited the home had scheduled a follow-up meeting for March 9th, 2018, but
A follow-up meeting with who? My bad. Who's
what happened over the next few weeks went ignored until it was far too late. The social worker who had visited the home had scheduled a follow-up meeting for March 9th, 2018, but Sierra postponed it to March 12th. And tragically for Anaya, that day,
she knew she was about to go to jail. Taking that out on her baby, she knew she was about to go to jail. That social worker was on her ass, man.
never came.
Too late, though. She was on her ass too late.
On March 11th,
Them
2018.
co-workers should have been on her ass, too, bro. Y'all work with kids all day. Y'all know when some shit wrong. Y'all some piece of shits, man. Pieces of shit.
Deontay Lewis called 911 to report that Anaya had fallen from the toilet and was having trouble breathing. After nearly 4 minutes, Sierra took the phone.
Then the bitch ass nigga Deontay, you there. You witnessing this. You watching her mistreat her daughter, bro. What the fuck?
Informing the operator that she had put her hand to Anaya's nose and that there was no air coming out. When the dispatcher ordered Sierra to administer CPR, there was no indication that either of the two adults followed her instructions. The dispatcher also noted how both Deontay and Sierra remained abnormally calm for the duration of the call. When paramedics arrived, they immediately noticed the heavy stench of bleach. In addition, Anaya's mattress had been stripped of its bedding aside from one small fleece blanket and smelled strongly of urine. Police also found court papers regarding Michael Garrett's custody battle torn up and thrown in the trash.
Oh, man. This wicked ass bitch, bro.
Authorities also noticed a scarcity of food in the home, aside from 2 half-eaten Chipotle bowls discovered in the microwave. But the worst discovery is when 4-year-old Anaya was found, dressed in winter clothing, lying on the floor underneath an air conditioner. It was a cold day in March, and the presence of a running air conditioner struck the first responders as bizarre.
Yeah.
It appeared evident that Sierra and Deontay had tried to disguise the smell of human decay by keeping the child's body cool. In addition, Anaya was found nowhere near the toilet Deontay and Sierra initially reported her falling from.
Yeah, this shit pissed me off.
Big ideas don't come easy.
All enforcement, law enforcement, do y'all fucking job. Court system, do y'all fucking job. CPS, do y'all fucking job, bro. Shit like this could have been prevented. Like, y'all had every fucking shred of evidence to put this bitch under the jail. But she gotta die. And sometimes it's like that, man. Police will come to your shit like, you know what I'm saying? In those situations and be like, why you ain't shoot this motherfucker? Like, why you ain't doing your job? You supposed to be, why you questioning me on what the fuck I was supposed to do? I called y'all to de-escalate something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really be like that. I done seen it. I done really seen it. Where they supposed to de-escalate some shit, they the one starting it. Like, real shit. I remember one time, I'm on my cousin's porch. My other cousin and my brother on the porch next door, which is an abandoned house. These niggas was reading a book. Police came up on some bullshit, started fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on my cousin's porch. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, man, y'all need to get the fuck on. Them niggas ain't doing shit. They reading a book. It's niggas out here shooting and, you know, selling drugs and shit. You fucking with them. He gonna say, he was like, nigga, stop snitching. And I was like, wow. And you know what's even crazier? This same police officer was in some dirty type shit, and he ended up killing himself. We ended up seeing it like a few months later. He done killed himself. Same officer. I'm like, wow, that shit is crazy, bro. He was out here, like, I think robbing trap houses and shit. Doing dirty work, nigga. And he killed himself because he was getting caught up. But let's get back into this, man. Sorry going all into the system and shit. What the fuck be going on? But that shit be pissing me off. Really looking at this. And how they should have been arrested, these motherfuckers.
Had already set in indicating that she had been dead for several hours. Her lips were cracked and her face was pale, showing clear signs of prolonged neglect.
Wow.
She was severely emaciated, with her small body resembling that of a skeleton with her vertebrae and hip bones protruding from her small winter coat.
Wow.
Anaya's face also bore a deep, dark bruise that had caused one eye to swell shut. A laceration above the same eye was also visible. Additional bruises, cuts, and burns were witnessed across her entire body, along with areas of her skin that had begun to droop and fall from her tiny frame due to severe loss of fat and muscle tissue. Anaya's knees and lower legs showed signs of bed sores as well, indicated that she had been confined to one position for extended periods. When questioned by police at home, the couple claimed that Anaya had fallen off the toilet that morning and hit her head, rendering her unconscious. Sierra also noted that Anaya hadn't eaten since the previous Thursday, roughly 4 days before, after becoming ill from a meal at a local Red Lobster. However, what Sierra's brother later told police suggested that Anaya had gone without food for much longer.
Wow.
In February of 2018, Sierra's brother, Isaiah Day, visited the apartment only to find Anaya lying immobile on a bed. When he asked if she was okay, Sierra casually replied, "Yeah," completely dismissing her daughter's alarming condition.
She looked mentally fucked up because why is she looking like that in court, bro? That's court. She in court looking like that. Like, you know, it's no big deal. Like, bitch, what? I hope somebody punching her upside her fucking forehead right now up in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I hope she's suffering right now for that bullshit.
She went on to nonchalantly explain to her brother that Anaya hadn't been eating much. A vast understatement given the fact that Anaya had allegedly already lost all function of her legs.
What?
Despite a clear sense of urgency, Isaiah failed to notify the police and only revealed this information when he was questioned following Anaya's death.
Yeah, and it's like, as a brother, it's like, okay, like me, myself, no, hell no. I'm getting my fucking nephew, you know, because I got nephews. I mean, my brother, obviously, take care of his daughter. If he wasn't, I'd be on his ass because we stay together. But my sister, like, if she did that shit, I'm taking them. Fuck the law. I'm taking them. You know what I'm saying? I go to jail for that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be something. Because I'm not going to allow them to just, I'm going to take them somewhere and give them something to eat. Soon as she ain't eat, come on. Coming with Unc. Fuck what the fuck you talking about, you dumbass. Come on. You about to eat. Pussy ass nigga, man. He was supposed to get his niece, bro. Pussy.
Also learned that on February 21st, Sierra contacted local authorities, not regarding her daughter, but to report her laptop stolen. When deputies arrived at the home, Deontay answered the door. Police never went inside, but had they, a starving Anaya more than likely would have been found.
Wow.
A lot of people ask us, what's the difference between Mudwater and mushroom coffee? First, we are mushroom
Pieces
coffee.
of shit,
mushroom
man.
coffee is sort of...
Following these grim discoveries, Sierra and Deontay were both arrested. During her interrogation, Sierra admitted that Anaya began showing flu-like symptoms on March 8th and had been vomiting all day after the meal at Red Lobster.
Why she ain't go to the
She went on
hospital?
to say that she and Deontay tried feeding her multiple items, including soup and Tylenol, but her symptoms persisted. Despite not being able to keep down a sip of ginger ale, Sierra confessed that she believed Anaya was faking an illness, even going as far as to say that her daughter, and I quote, scared herself to the point of causing her own death.
I swear, I hope they just send that bitch, pow, pow, right all in her fucking forehead. Pow, 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 just rocking her shit daily, bitch. Because she deserve it. That's what she deserved, bro.
After giving her daughter a bath, Sierra told detectives that Anaya said she was sleepy. Hours later, Sierra finally decided to call a 24-hour health hotline, but never once sought medical attention for her daughter, who was slowly dying inside her apartment.
Dummy.
Throughout her interrogation, Sierra attempted to blame Deontay for her child's death, claiming he was responsible for feeding the child, not her. And
Dumbass don't want to take accountability. Deontay like, look, bitch, that's your child. That's what he about to say.
tested the medical care Anaya desperately needed. Sierra also alleged that Deontay had beaten Anaya on several occasions and was known to use a belt.
What? They both were beating this child. They probably both was beating the child. Cause he probably came in, he probably wasn't beating the child, but he seen what she was doing. He probably got involved. Like, fuck it, she beating her, I'm gonna do it too. You piece of shit.
During these instances, following their respective police interviews, Sierra and Deontay were charged with murder, aggravated
Yeah, charged, bitch.
murder, felonious assault,
How many years?
committing CA, endangering children, and tampering with evidence.
Yeah.
Upon recovering CCTV footage from local businesses in the area, surveillance footage showed that night before Anaya's death, Sierra and Deontay were seen dining at a Chipotle restaurant where they proceeded to enjoy
And that was the Chipotle that was in the microwave they mentioned
burrito
earlier.
bowls together. Later, the two were seen shopping at a nearby Walmart. Their 4-year-old
Now you're not seeing.
daughter lay gravely ill at home. They were later witnessed purchasing snacks and other household items.
Yo, like, bro, as a man, how could your bitch ass witness that and go out eating Chipotle and doing all types of shit? Like, bro, you was a piece of this. I hope he got a hell of time and he getting his fucking head rocked in fucking jail too, bro. They probably hopefully beating the fuck out of this.
Supplies while Anaya lay dying.
See this
An
young girl
autopsy
down.
later
Piece of
performed by
shit.
Cuyahoga County Chief Deputy Medical Examiner Dr. Joseph Fellow confirmed the harrowing details surrounding Anaya's death. The examination pointed toward evidence of prolonged neglect and severe injuries spanning weeks. It was determined that Anaya weighed just 26 pounds at the time of her death, placing her in the 3rd percentile for her age. The medical examiner was also able to determine that the bruise on the right side of Anaya's forehead was approximately 1 week old, and that the black eye had been sustained roughly 2 days before her death. Petechia was also found around her eyes, further evidence of her prolonged suffering before death. The autopsy also revealed a cerebral infarction caused.
That little girl did not deserve this shit, man. But like I said, man, y'all gotta be careful who y'all laying down with, bro. Like, as a man, I'm talking to the men out here, bro. Cause yeah, I blame women too. You know what I'm saying? Cause it takes two to tangle. But two to tango, whatever the fuck. She spreading her legs, but you got the responsibility to wrap up, bro. We ain't about to play the pull-out game bullshit, bro. You better strap the fuck up, bro, because you could end up impregnating some fucking dummy and something like this could happen, bro. Just because you wanted a few minutes of pleasure, you done brought a life in this world, and obviously if you're a real man and you want to raise your child, you have to do it with the right one, bro. Cause this shit right here, man, it's pissed me off. You know, like I almost had kids before, man, but because my ex, you know, she ended up having a miscarriage. We about to have twins, but it didn't happen. And it may sound crazy, but it might have been for the best because we didn't work out, you know, and it could have been some wild shit because she mentally was always depressed. And I'm not complete opposite of that. And I try to be peaceful, productive, and positive all the time. So ain't no telling where that depression would have took her. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, be careful who the fuck you laying with, bro.
By a subdural hematoma consistent with blunt force trauma to the head. This hematoma had developed over weeks, leading to extensive brain damage and a stroke that affected the left side of her brain, which controls the right side of the body. This trauma resulted in paralysis impaired speech, and a decline in motor function.
Wow.
Dr. Fellow also documented signs of starvation, noting that Anaya's body had begun to consume itself. Her stomach lining showed ulcers from prolonged acid exposure due to a lack of food. Her pancreas was inflamed, and her lungs exhibited signs of collapse. The cumulative findings led Dr. Fellow to rule her cause of death as cerebral infarction due to blunt impacts to the head, with malnutrition as a significant contributing factor.
Want to get a new job?
A Google Career Certificate can help you get a job in cybersecurity.
Yeah, I gotta see what the outcome is.
All-
Like, this,
Her manner of
how much
death
time
was
she got?
immediately classified as homicide.
Yeah, it's a homicide.
Upon
yeah.
analyzing the suspect's cell phones, authorities recovered a sex tape of Sierra and Deontay that was recorded at 3:28 p.m. on March 10th, 2018, the day before Anaya's death. This was just one more disturbing detail.
What? Well, let's go back again.
The day before Anaya's,
What day?
3:28 p.m. on March 10th, 2018.
On the 10th. Wow.
The day before Anaya's death. This was just one more disturbing detail, knowing that the 4-year-old was nearing her final moments, lying helplessly in the other room.
Wow.
Justice for Anaya would finally come at trial when opening arguments began on February 28, 2019. The proceedings exposed the undeniable depth of
Rise in power, young soul. Rise in power, man. Cause this shit right here, this young girl gone cause of a piece of shit ass mama. A piece of shit ass boyfriend. Yeah, man.
the little girl had endured, long before she was left to die inside her mother's apartment. During the trial, the defense attempted to suggest that Anaya's injuries were either accidental or caused by external factors. However, their explanations were contradicted by the overwhelming medical evidence, and a total of 37 testimonies from witnesses, including daycare workers, first responders, social workers, family members, and more. The paramedics on scene that fateful day took the stand.
37. Yeah, put them motherfuckers under the jail.
Counting Anaya's emaciated state to the jury. Additionally, the surveillance footage of Sierra and Deontay casually eating at local restaurants and shopping for bleach at Walmart were also presented in court.
Oh, yeah.
Those present in the courtroom noted that Sierra...
Look at it. Look, this bitch look off. Stupid hoe. With that dumbass peak. Look at that shit. Shit look like a tree growing upside down. This bitch got the upside down from Stranger Things on her fucking forehead. Look like the backdrop. Fucking dumbass.
showed little emotion throughout the entirety of
Yeah, a little emotion because she knows she did it, you stupid bitch.
the trial, even when the graphic photos of Anaya's body were shown on the projector screen. This lack of visible remorse was cited by prosecutors as further evidence of both hers and her co-defendant's callousness. One of the most impactful moments at trial was the emotional testimony of Anaya's biological father, Michael Garrett.
Man, this shit, the pain, bro. The pain, bro, to be fighting for your fucking daughter and the system ain't working. Like, it's already against us. I ain't gonna hold you up. It's already against us. But you got all this fucking proof. All this evidence that this bitch ain't shit and you are the best person to have your daughter. You know this. Fuck you know. Fuck you know it. They know it too because you providing shit. Other people reporting on this bitch, but you not gonna get this man his daughter? Now his daughter gone, bro. That's crazy, bro. You can see the pain here, bro.
Michael graciously described his love for his daughter and his relentless but fruitless efforts to protect her. Michael also spoke about the last time he saw his daughter alive. During a supervised visit, he noticed how frail and withdrawn she was. Stark contrast to the bright and energetic little girl that he knew. He testified that Anaya's demeanor had changed drastically in her mother's custody, and even more so when Deontay came into her life. On the stand, Michael expressed his frustration with the state, the system solely responsible for protecting children.
Facts.
as well as
They solely responsible, bro. It's their fucking fault. He better win a fucking lawsuit, bro. By the end of this
unwarranted
video.
restraining order Sierra had filed against him, which legally limited access to Anaya during a critical period where her life was clearly in danger.
In the end, both Sierra Day and Deontay Lewis were convicted on all charges. During
Hope they
sentencing,
beating both
the
of they
judge
dumbasses in jail, bro.
described the actions of both defendants as inhumane and unfathomable, emphasizing that Anaya's death was entirely preventable. As
Facts.
a result of the court proceedings,
This bitch damn near smiling in there, stupid ass.
4-year-old Sierra Day received a life
Say 24. Wow. Say she 24, bro.
unfathomable, emphasizing that Anaya's death
These new
was
bitches is
entirely
dumb.
preventable. As a result of the court proceedings, 24-year-old Sierra
24.
Day received a life sentence
And she deserved it.
without the possibility of
Without the possibility. She deserved exactly that, bitch.
while 27-year-old Deontay Lewis was sentenced to life with the
Yeah. Give him life, but he got the possibility of parole. You piece of shit. He don't need no parole.
possibility of parole after
He don't
20
need it.
years.
He don't after 20
Anaya's
years.
death forced the state of Ohio to
Fuck
confront
that.
its own negligence, and outrage turned to action as community members called for reform. Michael Garrett filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Cuyahoga County
What's
Department
up?
of Children and Family Services, which alleged gross negligence and failure to protect Anaya despite repeated reports of
Facts.
violence
Come
and
on.
neglect.
What's-
If a man really
Fuck.
hated ads, here's what he would do. Day
Shut
one,
the fuck up.
he would install
That's what he
Pi
would
on
do.
his
No, the
computer
fuck
without
he
spending a
wouldn't.
dime.
He'd just go to skip.
It detailed breakdowns in the system that allowed Anaya to remain in not one, but 2 state-regulated child care facilities. While the lawsuit sought financial compensation, more importantly, it aimed to bring attention to the urgent need for reform within CPS. Michael's legal team argued that had the state followed through on its duty to investigate and intervene, Anaya would still be alive
Facts.
today.
CPS failed me. They failed us all.
As a result of
They did. They did. They failed. They failed him, bro. They failed Anaya, man. The system failed. It fails all the fucking time. But in this case, man, I'm fucking pissed. Cause we had too many fucking, he had too much. That's enough to, get motherfucker, supposed to get motherfucker convicted. They supposed to been in jail already. Before Anaya died. So
of an external investigation, the internal disciplinary letters and failed investigative efforts by local law enforcement came into focus, highlighting the gross lapses in oversight and protocol. The letters specifically drew attention to the blatant ignorance of Anaya's caseworkers who repeatedly failed to follow up on allegations of violence, perform thorough investigations, or document key findings in compliance with agency policies. Among the findings were the multiple reports from Harbor Crest Daycare detailing visible injuries on Anaya that were dismissed without proper investigation.
visible. And they dismissing all that shit. Bro, all those people that dismissed all that shit, they need to be smacked. Hard as fuck, bro. I mean, till they fucking neck break type of smack. Cause what? Nigga provided facts, proof, visual evidence. Yeah, man.
Investigation. The little to no
Motherfuckers
collaboration
is
between
tripping, dog.
caseworkers and other professionals such as police, medical personnel,
Horrible.
and daycare staff to verify the consistency of the allegations. And finally, that supervisors failed to ensure their teams adhered to protocols for handling suspected CA cases.
Yeah.
This failure ultimately cost Anaya her life.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the investigation into the agency, multiple employees were disciplined while others were terminated. As a result, CPS was forced to implement
Did he win though? That's what I'm saying.
significant policy changes aimed at preventing similar tragedies involving children in the future. Additionally, the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services took significant action against the 2 daycare centers.
I'm wondering what policies they had in place where they couldn't help that little girl when he providing facts and proof. Oh, she put out a restraining order. Nah,
connected to Anaya's death, causing both Harbor Crest Childcare and Get Ready Set Grow Preschool to close their doors indefinitely. As for Anaya's father, Michael Garrett, he was awarded a total of $3 million in damages.
$3 million, man, and it's not gonna bring her back, bro. It's not, man, and that's the sad part.
In June of 2020. The decision that underscored the state's...
And this happened in 2018, and y'all want to wait that fucking long? He got to go through all that shit for y'all to just get his man his money, dog? 2 years? I'm sorry. Excuse me. But let's go.
accountability and failure to protect 4-year-old Anaya Day Garrett.
Okay, that's all I wanted to see, bro. We ain't even about to watch no more of it, bro. This shit already pissed me off enough, man. Like, with that being said, dog, like and subscribe, you know, donate to the channel on the Cash App, bro. Rising power to Anaya Garrett, you know, so let's have a moment of silence. Okay. All right. With that being said, man, I almost, I ain't gonna lie, I almost dropped a tear looking at this video, bro, because she ain't deserve that, bro. You know, it's a lot of motherfucking women out here, man. That's a piece. Y'all some pieces of shit. And then y'all want to blame somebody for manipulating y'all or, you know, making y'all that a certain way. Nah, you just a piece of shit. That's it. It ain't nobody else's fault but your own. You just a piece of shit. That's it. You know, like the brothers out here that's just pieces of shit. They just pieces of shit. They don't get to blame nobody. They don't get to be like, you know, just dodge accountability. So, Deontay, you a piece of shit too. You a piece of shit too because you stuck by. And that's why you got life too. After 20 years, you got a chance of parole, but you actually sat by and watched that shit. Actually associated yourself with a crazy dumb bitch. That's your fault, you dumbass. But with that being said, just like, subscribe, and share. Stay peaceful, productive, and positive. It's that nigga Mind, and much love. When I wake, I pray for another day. I pray for another way to make pay for it, my sister and brother say. So we live in another state.